me just make sure we are on Facebook, y'all. Give me 1 second, okay? I want to make sure that we are doing what we need to do here because we got some important things to talk about with our sisters. How you feel? Uh, Kickoff that's happening today. And if you are tuning in, let me just put my earrings in. If you are tuning in, I appreciate it so much because we are growing this sisterhood. Okay, when I say we are growing this sisterhood, we are growing it. This is this is going to be one of the best series I know for sure that the I'm Loving Me project has done. Why? Because we gonna get real and we're gonna start to focus on issues that we know that we need to address and to go ahead and start our healing process. Like I said in the video yesterday, y'all, at this point in time, we cannot be playing about our healing and our growth, right? I know you guys wake up with me um, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Used to wake up with me every day, and we do the inspiration in 30, and we talk about, different things. We talk about healing, we talk about trauma, we talk about success, we talk about business, we talk about all these things. But now, this year, it is the opportunity to start busting through those things and really, really walking the talk. Okay. Sisters, How You Feel is going to relate to all women, but specifically Black women, as we talk about our traumas. We talk about how we suffer in silence. We're going to talk about love and relationships. We're going to talk about all those issues that matter to us. Why am I doing this? Is because we are suffering. Okay, we are going through. I know you see the news. I know you see the news of how a lot of Black people are out here committing suicide, suffering from depression, right? We are suffering in plain sight and we trying to figure out how we can navigate through everything. Hi, Kim. And it is not nobody's fault, but it is something we need to be reassured and we need to be told that we are doing a good job. We need advice on how to work through our issues. We don't need somebody to talk at us. We need somebody to listen, right? We don't need that same airy fairy stuff that we are used to. We need to be able to sit and come together and do the old school thing. We need to be able to have conversations, to listen to each other, to figure out how we work through our issues so that we can start our process of healing and start our process of growth, right? And I told you guys, most of these sessions that we're having, we're going to hear some stories of some women, but really I want to be able to hear from you guys. So we're going to have a Zoom link that you guys can use if you want to come on and you want to discuss and you want to make, some things happen for yourself. It is not just going to be these sessions where somebody is talking and you're listening and you like, yep, yep, mm-hmm. Yep, something, been there, done that. Yep, trying my best to do that. No, no, no. No. What are we doing? Right? What are we doing? Where are we going? Where are the issues? You need the advice. You need to tell someone, I don't have it all together. You have to understand that you don't have to be a strong Black woman all the time, holding it down all the time, trying to make things work all the time, stressing yourself out all the time, trying to make things trying to make it the best way you can all the time. We got to be able to change that mindset. Yes, you in the situation that you in, but there's a way out. You might not like that way out because it might take a long time based on the situation that you in, but at least you can go ahead and start walking the path. Does that make sense? It's no more bullshit. How long are we going to sit up here talking about nobody cares, nobody understands, and and it's just the way life is? That's not true. That's not true, right? I'm tired of hearing about the first. Aren't you? The first black woman to do this, the first black man to do this, the first black this, the first black that. It's like, come on now. It's cool. You celebrate, but what about you? You are the first what? Are you going to be the first person that break that generational curse in your family? Are you going to be the first one in your family to start that forgiving process? To say, you know what, I need to forgive my mom, the person who did something to me or whatever, because it's time for me to live. Are you going to be that person that finally breaks free of the shit you've been holding for the longest that nobody else cares about? Right? Are you going to stop looking at what everybody else has and focus on what you have and make it better? My grandmother used to say charity starts at home and then spread abroad. Right? But if you're not doing the best with what you have, how do you expect to get more? You can't, because you don't know how to handle what you already have. How do you expect to have that support to do that business, to do that stuff, and you're not around people who are pushing you and supporting you? It's not going to go that well because you are battling with your own thoughts all the time. If you don't have nobody around helping you and pushing you and telling you how great you are, you're just going to quit or fall back into the regular routine. Finding love, not being afraid, right? Um, I'm doing my best to get this guy, and I believe I'm going to get him because we're going to have some men on. Because what we don't do, ladies, is hear from men who are on their healing journey as well, who have decided to go another way and choose another path, and the things that they battle with while they're going through their healing journey, and how it relates to them and their family when they got all the stuff that they have to deal with as far as being the head of the household, provide the money and do all that stuff, especially if you're a black man, because you're supposed to be strong. You can't cry, you can't do none of this. You provide for your family. Hopefully you're there. Hopefully you're taking care of your kids, because the stigma around that is that you are not present. So when you see some men who are there, who are present, and also working on their healing, what does that look like? I have two guys, the Kingdom Bros, who's coming on. I did their show on Instagram one Sunday. So I have those two brothers. And I'm trying to get the guy, we in talks right now, who did that viral video about narcissism that I posted. And he gave his candid testimony about the things that happened to him in his life and when he started his healing journey, about where he is right now as a man. We need to hear that. We need to hear that. And the reason why we need to hear that, because when we out and we trying to look for somebody or date somebody, or we with our husbands or mates or whoever we with right now, we can ask questions and figure out, oh, okay, that's why you act the way you act. Maybe divorce is not for us. Maybe I just need to be a little bit more patient with you because you never addressed your issues. I don't have to go out and be superwoman by myself. I can work this out with you. But if we don't know, right? If we don't know, then we just fly off the handle and be like, you know what? I'm out. He ain't this, he ain't that. Well, the brother got his own journey too. Wouldn't you agree? But because everything is so hush hush and you're not supposed to talk, you never know, right? Why do we, as Black women, continue to have the worst experience in the workplace? Why are we still having body image issues to the point where we are killing ourselves? Why are we so depressed? And they say, well, Gloria, it was always there, but nobody just never talked about it. You always kept it a secret. People kept it a secret. You never said anything or whatever. But there's a stigma behind that. We were trained and we were taught not to talk. Don't put your family business out there because of shame. Because of shame. You don't want nobody looking at you wrong. You don't want nobody judging you. You don't want every time somebody talking to you, they see that, what you told them. And I get that. I do. Some people do abuse what you tell them. But this release is not for those people. It's not. It is not for those people. It is for you. It is for you. And however way you get it, I just strongly believe you got to be able to finally make that decision that it's going to be about you, right? That it's going to be about you. And so we kicking it off tonight, ladies, and I want you to tell your girlfriends, your friends, your mama, your daughters, your cousins, everybody to come on. And we're going to have a Zoom link where you can actually join us. If we're going to broadcast this first one live on Facebook, but if you want to come on, we're going to have a Zoom link so you can ask questions so that you can talk. And if it's something you don't want to talk about live, that's fine. We will go ahead. If we get a lot of it, we will go ahead and just take it offline, because it's not about the marketing and the broadcasting. It's about you getting your healing, right? It's about you getting your healing. I don't care about being all over the place and going viral. I care about what happens to you, to us, because this community is about healing and about growth. And again, like I said, if you don't see my growth, you need to go somewhere else, because I'm not doing you any justice doing the same thing over and over again and you're not moving, right? I might not be the right one for you. But if you believe I am, then I want you to be able to take that step and just try. Okay? Just try. And like I said, it is more about you than anyone who is coming on this platform. Because I want you to get it this year. I want you to make a decision this year. You ain't got to run fast. You just got to start. Right? I'm tired of seeing us dying over suicide and depressed and the worst this, the worst that. I mean, every time we get a report, right? I want y'all to look at this. Every time we get a report, it's either a trends report or something like that, we are always at the bottom. We are always getting paid less. We are always at a disadvantage. We are always still trying to climb to this next level. And that's how society sees you, us, right? That's how they see us. But that's okay. Because what you do and how you work and the stuff that you are trying to break in your growth is what's going to make the difference. Right? We don't know if we can save the world, but we can at least go ahead and try. We got the guy from Mr. Mosley from The Walking Dead, who was found here in Atlanta from a gunshot wound to the head. The actor, they believe, is apparent suicide. Miss USA, who broke barriers, jumped from a 60-story building. Regina King's son committing suicide. What's going on? What's going on? What you gonna say is the pandemic? Uh, you saying the pandemic changed a lot of people where they start thinking about their life? Yes. And when they start thinking about their life and they started seeing, you know, what their worth is and if they happy or if they not happy, they took ways in which they could find their own peace. Yeah. That's the decision that they made. That's what they thought would give them peace, is if they go ahead and take themselves out because they couldn't deal with the ants that was running in their mind. Ladies, this was so much that they just wanted to silence it because it kept going. See, we endure, and it's so normal. It's so normal that we don't even think about it. We party over it. We drink over it. We do drugs over it. But we just endure. We can't do that anymore. If you're not happy, you can change it. If you want love, you can have it. If you're trying to figure out what is your meaning in this life, you got to be able to face yourself and look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself those hard questions. And it's painful. That shit is painful. We know that, right? We know that. It's painful. It's hard. You don't want to do it. By the time 7 o'clock come, you probably already had a good day or a relaxing day. You tired and you up there like, I'll listen for a little while, but I'm really not into it today. Maybe, next week or whatever. Shit happens. But I'm just asking you, when is it going to be a good time? When is it going to be a good time? Where you finally say to yourself that you're going to do something for you. Because you're probably working in little bits and pieces, right? You're doing a little stuff over here and a little stuff over here, a little stuff over here, trying to see where you can get fulfillment from. But you're trying to figure out, why is stuff really not working the way it's supposed to? Why do I still have these habits? Why can't I do this shit? Why is it such an issue for me to do better? Why is it so hard to grow and do better? The only way that I'm growing right now is when shit happens to me. I lose all my money. I get kicked out of my apartment. I lose my job. Shit like that. Somebody dies. That's when I'm like, I need to wake up. Oh, I need to change. Oh, things got to get better for me. And I'm not just saying that's Black women, that's people in general, right? But with us, we got to be able to know and understand that the stigmas that are being placed on us, they're there. They're not going to go anywhere. But that shouldn't stop you from nothing. When you up against those stigmas, you cross that bridge when you get there. Right now, it's about you and your healing. What matters to you in the world that you in right now. With you, your family, and your friends and your support system. How do you want the next 10 years to look like in your life? That's what you got control over. I don't have control over what these people think about me, how they feel like I should be as a Black woman, what society says I should look like. Am I too dark? Am I too this? I ain't got control on none of that. That's those people personal opinion or society's opinion, however way you want to look at that shit, right? I don't have control over none of that. The way you see me, that's how you see me. But when I step in the room, whatever room that is, my living room, the boardroom, I know who I am. And I'm self assured. And I might be fearful in some things, but that's what gives you courage. Courage is having fear and doing it anyway. Having confidence is knowing that you worked on yourself enough where you don't give a shit about what people say. Right? You know you. You know what you can do. You know what you can't do. You know how you can fit in this world with all this mess going on. You know how to carve out your own space that is peaceful. And that's what we're going to talk about, y'all. And that's what we're going to learn. We can't keep allowing other people to determine how we should be, how we should act, and what we should do. Nope, nope, nope. I understand what happened back there in life. And I understand that's where you are right now. The effects of everything that you work hard for back then is what you are living right now. Can it get better? And can you change some things that you don't like? Disruption is painful, but it's worth it, right? So I want you to join me because this is a conversation with us, addressing our own issues, our own hate, our own perceptions about how we feel towards each other and dealing with it, right? Hearing from other Black men who are walking this same journey, doing the same things we doing, talking to other men about healing, and then hearing, and we women, I'm trying to tell you, you going clench your pearls and grab your chest so much when you hear what these men have to say about their healing and their journey and the difficulties that they have. And we as nurturers, we immediately you going to want to be able to be like, no, you the best thing in the world, but that's their journey. Right? So please try to make it. It's going to be every Wednesday this month in February. And like I said, if you're a listener, that's fine, right? But if you want the advice and you want to know how to start the change, then come on and let's deal with it. right? Let's deal with it. And let's make it happen this year, right? You in pain, your back hurt, you got to get surgery, you got to get all this stuff done, you taking all these pills, you doing all that. Despite all that, when are you going to finally choose you? Okay. I love y'all. I got to go, but I'll see y'all tonight, and I'll make sure the dogs won't bark. I'll see y'all. Bye.